Shelby Bonnie, and I'm the host of the Innovator series brought to you by Technology for Obama. And I'm here with Sukanta Ganguly, who's the CTO of Taking Point. It's a pleasure to be with you, Sukanta.
Likewise, thank you.
So Sukanta has been kind of a serial entrepreneur, has seen kind of a lot of different kind of companies he started or companies he's been involved with. So you've seen a whole bunch of things and own a couple or authored a couple patents and have more filed. So Sukanta, I'm curious. You've seen a lot. You've had a great career where you've seen a lot, you've added a lot of value, created a lot of value. What kind of advice you have for people? So, for our viewers out there, what kind of advice would you give them as they kind of approach their own careers?
There are few guidelines that work for me. So I'm going to basically just lay them out and how it worked and when it didn't work. One thing as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, I've always realized that there is always somebody who's smarter than me. So every day I wake up, I don't always fight for the best solution that I can create, but the best solution I can build and find the right people who work with me. Innovation is not about always doing it yourself. Innovation is about bringing solutions to the table. And it's a team that always works. So the teamwork actually works well. It's always worked for me. There is not a single time I've had a situation where I actually worked with somebody, learned more, and delivered, and the delivery didn't work. So that's one thing which I see many people kind of fall prey to about, it's all about me, and if I don't own it, then it doesn't work or does not exist. That notion didn't really work for me. I've seen people who have struggled through that. So that
and that's been a model. I mean, there's certainly the narcissist CEO
yes,
who
absolutely.
falls in that camp.
Absolutely. And maybe there are solutions that have worked for people. Right? But from my personal experience, I've always gained more respect. I've always gained more friends. I've always gained more believers in me when I was open up. I knew what my shortfalls were. I knew where I was weak and where I needed help. And there has not been a single instance where I've gone to people who are extremely senior, lots of years of experience, or very junior, 5 years, 10 years younger than me, where I went and asked for help and I got help. So I've always had this aspect about my goal is to bring a solution to the table, and anybody and everybody who's ready to help me is a part of this team working with me. It worked very well. The second thing is, it doesn't matter how many times you do it, the hard work has to happen every time. There is never a time when you do 4 startups, the 5th one you're going to assume that you're going to coast and it's going to work. It doesn't work that way. I've done 3 startups. I've had 2 of them not do very well, and 3 which did okay. And in that course, as well as doing some angel investment and advising companies, I've realized that the ones who kind of absorb the weaknesses and kind of lay out the weaknesses, trying to find how they can augment themselves with a powerful group, they have done overall very well. It worked for me. It worked for a lot of people. And at the same time, there are people who said, no, I'm going to live or die with it. And some of them actually didn't do very well.
Right. And that's interesting. One of the great business advice I got from someone was the recognition of you're not great at everything,
yes.
and the things that are your weaknesses you aren't going to make your strengths. All you can do is figure out how to augment
Absolutely.
them and then double down on your strengths, which
Absolutely.
I thought was great advice.
Absolutely. Doing a company or being an innovator is always about being in the battlefield. You're always fighting. You are never off battlefield. From the time you start your company till the time you sell your company, you take it public, merge with somebody, you're always fighting. And when you're always fighting, one word of advice, always fight on your strength. The things that you're weak on, never put it on the table. Make sure you have backups for that. When you fight on your strength, you know you can go all along on that path. The moment you start with your weaknesses, you leave yourself and everybody else depending on you so exposed that you're not only doing disservice to your own self, but other people who are trusting you on that.
Yeah, well, I think that's great advice and good thing. So Sukanta, it's a pleasure talking to you. We're going to talk in a minute about some of your thoughts on this coming election, so I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.